Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. What up, dog? Come and knock on our door. I've been watching Three's Company reruns all day, so that's kind of on my mind right now. Three's Company too. I want to thank you for tuning in. Welcome back. Welcome back to Rap Talks Poetry. Late night. Well, it ain't too late yet. It ain't nothing but East Coast time. It's only about a 9:45 on a good Monday night. It's still a motivational Monday too, also. I know I ain't hit y'all with that in a minute though. But I'm gonna kick it with y'all, get into some poetry, get into a couple of rhythms. Got a topic for tonight also. Just want to talk and get the point across so we can see if the fans and the people agree or not that it's hip hop today poetry. Like, what is we working with? What is we doing? Like, what is we into? This whole movement that we in right now. Like, is we going in the right direction or what? Or is we just headed down to doom? Can even hip hop be saved now? Can we bounce it back? Can we get it back to, not saying that it per se got to go back to what it all the way used to be, but can we get some type of conscience going on, some type of message, get people listening, get people tuned in, coming up. Hip hop was a voice, hip hop was the voice of the streets. Hip hop used to keep us on in tune. It's a lot going on. It was the message. It was the news. As a matter of fact, that was one of the first big major hip hop songs, the message. It's funny I used that term. I said it was a message. And shout out to Grandmaster Flash, it was the message. And that's what hip hop was about. It was like getting that message out, having something to say. And I think we got to get back to that. There's a lot going on. I understand it's about the money. I understand it's about the funds. It's about creating. But all in all, though, it's hip hop poetry. It's we that wave. It's we that creation. It's we that last resource left. Poetry and spoken word that can be uncensored, that can have a voice, that can have something to say, that can put some energy out there to make people understand that there's still some people out there that got something to say. And that's why I write poetry. And I thank you for tuning in to the channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, wipe your feet off at the door. I'm gonna get into a couple of poems, get into a couple of pieces. I just want y'all to understand too that this be therapy for me too, Getting my thoughts out, writing them down on paper. Letting it be known. It's real therapeutic to write it out. That's why I suggest you write down your goals too. Look at it. Look at it on the surface. Anyway, I'm gonna get into a piece or two. Get into a rhyme or two. Y'all something to think about. Put y'all to sleep. Not that my shit boring or not. But to put y'all to sleep, be y'all something to relax to, Everybody don't want all that raw all night and all day, So, sometimes you might want to relax to something, Maybe somebody out there who might start liking my soothing voice here and there, But I do got this one piece from the book I do remember. I know it's called Me and My Music. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And I'm gonna get into it. Have a little something to say. The table of contents say it's on page 20. So let me check this out. It's a piece I wrote a while back called Me and My Music. It's on the book. It's in the book. Rap Talk TV presents pocket-sized poetry. You can fetch this, pick this up at Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I usually have a link in the description to all my videos to where you can still purchase this book. So you can download it to your phone if you want to check it out and read it. But I got this piece in there called Me and My Music. See if you can dig this. I zone out at the rhythms of raw airs. The sounds take me to a place where I feel free. Sometimes Stevie's story come across so real, I believe that he can see. If you can read these words, you can learn my pain. Sometimes sad, I find wet wisdom in purple rain. Trying to get out of love again, I relax to Al Green. Or maybe too short again. I love this outlet. Music is my friend. I use headphones sometimes for better concentration, to tune out all the troubles of the world. All hiphop.com and Rap Talk TV got me neglecting my girl. And when I get on my pocket shit, dog, you better watch it. From thug life to still I rise, had me on some block shit. And when I'm getting drunk and want to hear a little bit of game spitting, I listen to E40 from the Bay and I sprinkle it through the mitten. Music, please don't leave. Please don't break my heart. Get me away from all this bullshit and bring back the spark. Me and My Music. Rap Talk, that's that piece. No, this is an old joint. It's classic. I say allhiphop.com. I don't know if y'all remember that site. That was one of the blogging sites back in the day. Like when a lot of people were just starting to flourish with the different sites of that they was having, like blogging music and having stuff online and all that. Man, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. I'm not gonna even front to y'all, you know. And that's why I wanna correlate music a little bit on this channel, even though I'm still kick y'all with the poetry, no doubt. But the name Rap Talk actually, I think I said it before in a couple of my videos, but I know I'm steady gaining momentum and some people still tuning in and kind of learning about me. But I had a TV show. It was called Rap Talk. And guess what we did? Talked about rap. So not only is that my style of poetry, that also come from the lineage of me having a TV show and me always loving to talk about rap music. So that's why lately with a couple of my videos, I've been trying to find ways to correlate talking about music, but still sticking to the core of the poetry and the things that I got going on with the spoken word. So, but yeah, did. I saw it. I ain't about to dwell in the past and dig back on all that. That's why sometimes I kind of like how this love-hate relationships and still talking about music. Because so long ago, I say about, I was doing that show about what, 2007? The first try at the show I did, I invested some money and I was doing it like 2007. I just put up some money at a local station. What you call it, like when you, like public access channel. Shout out to WHBR in Detroit. So I just put up some money and I invested in myself because I used to see people talking about a lot of different political shows on the channel. And I thought to myself, like, what if somebody had a show talking about music all day, you know? Because the station was basically, they had a lot of political shows on the channel. You know, people used to call in and talk about different political things that was going on around the city and stuff like that. So I thought to myself, I was like, what if they had a TV show that was hip hop? And you know, I just threw out a subject of something people could just call in and give feedback and talk about hip hop, you know. Because I always noticed in the barbershop or the corner, the streets, the hood, no matter where we was at, somebody was always busting out a conversation about rap and music. I mean, I saw it, you know, years ago, you know. I was like, man, this need to be on TV because some of the conversations would get so heated and spark so big. I was like, oh man, somebody this need to be recorded, like need to be seen, like. And then sometime after the conversation be over, you be thinking, like, okay, there's so much more I could have said or somebody could have said. But anyway, fast forward today, 2022. I mean, that's everywhere, every channel, all through YouTube, everywhere. It's a podcast, you know. Everybody talking about music, like every day, you know, what's ever going on. I mean, per se, like right now, you can't even have a video that's gonna get traffic if it ain't got nobody's name in it. You know, it's funny I gotta share that with y'all, but I mean, I'm still learning this algorithm and all that. I mean, you can't beat it, but all you gotta do is keep putting in that work. Hopefully you gain some traction. Well, you will gain some traction. That's how I look at it. At the same time, you don't want to fall victim of just chasing it, but I really come to realize that the people that's popping, shit, it's somebody's name in that title. Let's just cut the bullshit. It's somebody's name in that title. It's a hot topic, and it's something that's going on, whatever's going on, whatever video is gonna gain some traction to get pushed out there, it's gonna have somebody's name in that title or something that's going on. To be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised that, like, once the video get out there, once that one video or that one story gains traction, once that word start flicking in videos and people saying that word in videos, and it's in the title, the thumbnail, boom, 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 it's gone. It's pushed out there. In that same instance, it's like, that's why everybody be doing the reaction videos. The reaction video is real hot. That's why all the people that's popping, like I said before in another video, it's only a couple stories every day. It's only a couple main stories every day that people is gonna talk about. Then tomorrow I'll be on to the next story. Something else gonna happen. Somebody else gonna make the news. Somebody else gonna make the headlines. So when that hit the algorithm, all the people that do got a little bit of traffic, the channel gonna get pushed. The video gonna get pushed, you know. And I know I'm a little bit off the topic of is hip hop poetry. We're gonna get to that though. Y'all bear with me. I'm having fun tonight. It's gonna relax to me, you know. I'm talking to you. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun, a conversation. You can feel free to type on in the question or whatever. I can see it or whatever. I'll kick it with you. We talking about music or hip hop, poetry, whatever. We're gonna gain that traction also, you know. It's all healing, you know. We're gonna look back at this and laugh at it. But you're gonna get education too. So let me get back to the topic at hand that I somewhat just want to hit is hip hop today poetry. Like, is the people that's doing music today, is it gonna last? Is it gonna stand the test of time? Like, is the kids that's growing up to it right now, like the kids that's teenagers or whatever right now, is they gonna watch these videos and hear these songs? Even though I know it's gonna make memories, it's gonna make memories. but is it gonna stick? You know, like where's the consciousness today? Where's the hip hop that got something to say? Like who's the artist that's really giving you something to think about, putting something out there? Who's gonna flourish to that level of? I know the first names that come to mind. People are steady, quick to fly off. Kendrick, J. Cole. Those are two names that's gonna come to mind real quick. There's a couple of others, don't get me wrong. But we're gonna talk mainstream for a minute. But if you really dissect their music, listen to their music, how conscious is it? And why do we call it conscious? Because they don't, because they definitely cuss as much as some of the other artists. So did that make it conscious? Now don't get me wrong, I'm just conversating. I'm just a talking head right now. You tuned in watching, I appreciate you. I'm just a talking head right now. So I can be wrong about some things. You can put it in the comments or give feedback, whatever. Just because I'm the one talking don't mean I'm right about everything that's fluctuate through this channel or through these airwaves. But let's just dissect it a little bit. The stuff they talk about is really conscious. Just because they don't dress like everybody else. The beats still be a little bit trap. Kendrick was talking about drinking. Tell me, tell me if I'm wrong or what was I missing? That swimming pools. Take another sip and you dive in it and all that. Is that conscious? And it's nothing against the brother. I support it. That's because for every song he do it like that. He still got that all right and things like that. And he had an image to look. Like in the Super Bowl, get a little militant here and there and throw off an image. But them words though, is it really conscious? Like our conscious back in the day, what we had? That PE, that Public Enemy, that was the consciousness. Is it the same? Now don't get me wrong, it's cool if you gotta, put a little medicine in the candy. I get that. I definitely get that because the attention span of these people and kids right now, it's only so much they probably can take, But the rhythms, the beats, that's where the devil be at in that bass line. I don't care what nobody say, I don't know. I can hear it. I don't want to get too deep on y'all, but that's where the evil at. Then sometimes on some of the so-called conscious rappers like them, they might still have some of them same type of beats. And they'll slide a word in too, don't get me wrong, to throw off that image that it's supposed to be something positive, and I get that. But they still gonna talk that shit though. I think we gotta get to the point of what's consciousness in music? What makes it conscious? Like what's the elements of that? Like just because they dress down to earth, did that make them conscious? Just because they don't wear jewelry, did that make a person conscious? If I'm wearing a shirt saying intelligence is sexy, did that make me a conscious poet? Do that? But I'm gonna tell you one thing I noticed that we all have in common. I'm not gonna include myself in this too. It's the whole line of the women, talking about the women and talking about that, that whole that's like a safe, how can I put it? It's kind of like a safe space we can always just go in and just talk about, the women. Because it's like you can make yourself borderline like a sex symbol. Or just, it's kind of like cool to just say like, okay, you still a womanizer to a certain extent. If that's a safe, is that a safe way to put it? Or is that kind of like what I want? Is that kind of like what I want to say? It's kind of like that conscious artist, he can still just get off saying bitch or something. Like say for instance, Wale, like he was kind of like walking that thin line of one of them so-called conscious MCs or conscious rappers. But you ever notice how many times he used the word bitch in his music, in his songs? Y'all ever notice that? But they still, like I said, conscious because they ain't just raw like the other MCs or people that was, making songs or doing that. Well, they still like talk down to the women, But I get it though, it's all entertainment. I'm just pointing something out, like sometimes it's tough love, I get that. Because it's like on one hand, you still want to be the sex symbol because you got to get your money. And everybody knows sex sell, and especially when you doing art, everybody know the women, that's the seller. Sell to the women. They the ones that's going to come out to the shows. They the ones that's going to talk about it. The ones that's going to spread the word, So you can always play with that. Play on the whole theme of talking to the women or catering to the women. Like LL did it for years, But was he conscious? But back to the Wale, and then you had a J. Cole. And then just say for instance when J. Cole got the song, what is it, Supermodel? What's the song? He'd be like, she don't want to be saved and all that, you know what I'm saying? That's tough love. That's tough love. Like, even though you're still talking to a woman, but the consciousness of the song is still positive. So it's like, on one hand, it's not really that he down in the woman, but he painting the picture to let you know, like, okay, things can be better. Like, she don't want to be saved. But then you might have an MC, like I say, that could be a womanizer or saying, bitch this or hold that, and whatever. They still get love. So it's consciousness. So let's get to that root of what's consciousness, because like back we had groups like X-Clan, Public Enemy, who else? Poor Righteous Teachers. I'm just naming people that was just considered conscious. The whole Native Tongues clique, Tribe Called Quest, all them. But in my mind also, when it come down to the root, I think NWA was conscious. It was raw, but it was still conscious hip hop. And when we tie it all into poetry, which is RAP, rap, which I always considered an acronym for rhythm and poetry. That's what rap is, RAP, rhythm and poetry. So it's like, you had these different artists that's doing music, but at the root of it, it was coming from poetry, and once that rhythm hit it, you want to have something to say, because poetry, you definitely want to have something to say. It's kind of like in, what was that movie? With Tupac, Poetic Justice. He was like, what did he say? He was like, you trying to say my cousin shit ain't poetry? And then Janet say, well, it ain't if he ain't got nothing to say. You dig it? So, and that's where I feel music should be at. Let's get back to that. Let's put some, we can still have the rhythm, the rap is rhythm and poetry, but let's put some thought into it. Give people something to think about. I mean, is the battle really lost? That's what I'm kind of conflicted at. And that's why I be asking myself. And that's why I be, still try to stay in tune and still be watching and checking out all the other different people that's doing and creating. Because I think to myself, like, is the battle really lost? Like, is it really over like that? Like, is the shit really over like that to where we probably ain't gonna never get back to having something to say in the music? And I ain't trying to say everybody don't got nothing to say. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of them people that's stuck in the past. Like I told y'all in my poem that let's talk music. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that poem shortly in a minute too. So stick around for that. But like I say, they don't want to be stuck in the past, but like, is it an MC out there that's gonna take it to that level to where positivity become cool? I mean, besides me, because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in my own way. That's why I created Rap Talk, the whole lane of Rap Talk. Because the lane gonna be so cool to where it's like people just gonna find themselves listening to a poet like he a cool rapper, but he really doing poetry. So that's how Rap Talk is gonna hit you, As we gain momentum and create, it's gonna be a message. It's gonna be a message in the poetry, but it's still coming across raw, because I'm just talking to you. So on the outside looking in, I can just ask y'all, do y'all consider me conscious? I'm just taking myself out the equation. Am I considered conscious? If you scroll down deep in my catalog of videos, go back and look. I do have some videos I got some raunchy shit. I got some eroticness. I even got some street shit. I got street shit. But it's not from details to where it's telling you to do something violent, or telling you just to go out there and just be numb and dumb. But I speak to the voice of the streets. I speak for the voice of the streets. And some of my poems we did through my catalog. Because being from that, not all the time do we want to talk at the streets. You want to be a voice for the streets. And that's where the hip hop and poetry supposed to collide again. And wishing we can do that today and have that today. To whereas you got people out here with a message, people with something to say. I mean, let's just get to the barrier of this shit. Why you think y'all love Pac so much? I mean, let's just talk about that for a minute. Why you think you love Pac so much? And the music still live on to the timing. I mean, like, what's the formula? Like, if you just had a lab and you just had to just break it down and just look at it, what was the formula of it? Of the whole energy of that man's music and style. Y'all want to break it down for a minute? You want to talk about it? You got time? I got a little time before I take it in. I got a little bit of time. I'm going to talk some shit. I'm having fun, man. I'm going to get comfortable on y'all. Let's break it down a little bit. And mind you, I'm doing all this shit off the fly of the head. I'm just sitting here talking shit. I'm just, like I said, correlating the poetry and the music, and just asking today is hip-hop poetry. And how can we make it intertwine and get these people back to talking about some shit? But let's talk about Tupac for a minute. And it's crazy how, man, that's a whole other subject I ain't about to talk about. How everybody burning that man's name out online, and maybe that's just my algorithm, but it's so many videos and so many people still using that man's name and that man's story to still cash in, especially on YouTube and all these. I'm talking about, man, they slutting the whole game with that man's name. I don't even know what to say. They damn near ready to interview people who used to shine his shoes back in 95 if they can find them. But anyway, but I'm talking about them right now because of the consciousness and the hip hop and how we can find an MC out there that's can be as big as that today, but still have something to say. So let's see. Had a little sex appeal going on. I get around. Gonna talk about the women. That's kind of like what I was referring to earlier. Talking about how you can still be a womanizer, but still get off all your consciousness and still get off all your subjects and everything you want to talk about. But he still was a womanizer. So he had a little sex appeal. A little edgy for the street. So you're going to have that element. So the person we had today that's going to take it to that plateau, it's going to gotta have a look. You ain't got to be dripped out, super dripped out, but you got to have a look. Probably have some eyes like me. So arrogant. Anyway, you got to have a look, have a little sex appeal going on. Want some edginess. Gotta have some edginess. Can't be no pushover, getting pushed over, no rollover. Can't be weak out here on these streets, especially in no game like this. You gotta have tough skin. Gotta have that. What else? Gotta have some intelligence. And there it is right there. Intelligence is sexy. That's the bill right there. So you gotta have, so we got 3 so far. Gotta have a little bit of intelligence, a little edge, a little sexy. You gotta have some skills. Gotta be able to rhyme. Gotta be able to rhyme. Gotta be able to flow. Gotta sound good. So we got that. And what else they gonna have to have? Gotta have a sense of humor. Sense of humor. That should go a long way in this industry, whether you know it or not. You gotta have some fun. Go back and listen to a lot of them Pac songs. Y'all ever notice how much you laugh for some of them songs? Y'all didn't even notice that, did you? I'm talking about even in the studio. He just busts out laughing, giggling, talking. It's little things like that. You know what I'm saying? Having fun with it. A sense of humor. Go back and listen to some of the songs. He just busts out laughing sometimes, but he'll be in the studio just laughing. Or you can tell he's smiling when he's just kicking it, just talking. You gotta have some sense of humor. Matter of fact, all these things I'm saying too can get you some women too. We'll talk about that later too. But anyway, we're talking about artistry, and for us to have a big artist in this day and age, you gotta have all these elements. So what else we got? So we got the edginess, the street, the intelligence, the sexiness, and the skills. What else you gotta have? Style. I think style matter. How you dressing nowadays, that matter. Especially with the social media age. So the artists who gonna take to the plateau, you gotta have that. But even though back then, Pac, he ain't really dressed a lot of, they ain't really, oh, Biggie did though. So I guess style was, style is always a factor. Don't get me wrong, it's always a factor. But today, I guess, yeah, we're gonna count style. You gotta have that style. That's part of your persona, so, even though a lot of people on the West Coast, they can just dress the simplest, like they don't care about all that, But the East kind of care more about it. But on a big global scale, do dressing really count like that? We gonna put out there, yes, it do. But on top, do Drake be dressing fresh and all that shit? Do he be? I mean, I don't follow him on nothing like that online or nothing. So I don't know, but like, do he be like showing outfits and all that shit? Most of the time I see him, I think he be dressing kind of simple. I don't. But you know, a lot of that stuff they be having on, it can be some $1,000 shirts and shit. I don't know. You know, it is what it is. Money is money. Style is style. Anyway, so that was the elements. Most of the elements. Most of the elements. Most of the elements that a big artist can have, that can bring. Matter of fact, that consciousness too. Let's put that in there too. You gotta have that consciousness, cause that's the main thing we want. Like I say, with the rhythm and poetry and the hip hop. So if we did have a big artist that was out here giving us some consciousness and was loved and liked like that, he would have to have, or she. I don't know why I keep saying he. I apologize, ladies. I keep saying he. It could be a woman. No matter of fact, damn, let me let y'all know the secret. Damn, I just thought about this that quick. You know what would be some dope shit? If it was just a female MC who just came with all that shit I just said. All that shit I just said. But it was a female who did that shit with the consciousness to hip hop. Damn. I didn't even think of that. I'm talking about, I mean, don't get me wrong, we got some females that can rap, and you got your Rhapsodies and stuff like that. Rhapsody. You got your Rhapsody, not Rhapsody, no disrespect to her name, like she 101, you know, and I respect her for her craft. But like, just think if it was like that one female MC, kind of like on the shit when I was saying, like with the sexiness too, and it's still with the style and the consciousness and a little edge in the street, you know. Like, just say if it was one of them chicks on like that Nicki and all them type tip, but they was saying some conscious ass shit. I'm talking about even, I know, I'm talking about today. You know who was almost there? It's from the tip of my tongue right now too, now that I'm thinking it. Eve. Eve was right there. Eve could have been that one. That shit I'm talking about right now. That was Eve, because she had the sexy. She had the edge. She had the street shit. Because she was around a whole bunch of dudes all the time. She was rough riding. She had the lyrics. And she had the consciousness. That love is blind, all that shit. She was there. Now that I'm thinking about it. What happened? Damn, why did she slow up? Oh. Did they talk her out that shit? I don't know. I don't even make it up no shit. But I know she did get real pop and blew up when she did that one joint with the what's that one chick? Was it Pink or no Gwen? What's it? Gwen Stefani. All that blow your mind and all that. Yeah, she was through the roof after all that. Yeah, she was headed pop after all that. Hell with all that rough shit, you know what I'm saying? That's when she definitely blew into a whole other audience. And I think she did get, I think probably when she got married too, she kind of fell back a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, she had married some billionaire or some wild shit like that. Let me slow down though. This ain't no gossip channel and all that shit, even though we just kicking it. But she definitely could have been the one on that female positive type shit that the dudes still would have respected. She still was probably able to still go bar for bar with the dudes, have some dudes by her side she could still rap with, and still give off the message of the positiveness. Man. And like I say, no disrespect to, you know, the Lawrence of the world and all them different people. But it's like elements that was there that weren't there also. Like, I'm talking about that whole little five 5-facet thing that I just said, you know, because Lauren went on that shit. She went on the sex shit. She had a couple of things. She had the lyrics, she had the positivity, and she had the lyrics, and she had a little style, but you know, she wasn't pushing no sex and all that stuff. Even though she was dropping them babies, you know. But she wasn't pushing that envelope of sex appeal and the image of, you know, like some of these other female artists that was doing that probably could still gravitate a whole audience of people that really need to be listening to your shit. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to what I was talking about earlier when I say sprinkle in a little bit of candy with the medicine, you know what I'm saying? So people can go and suck it up and feel it, you know? But again, if we had that artist today with that type of consciousness, talking that shit, man, we'd be on something. And I don't want to just overlook the people like Lil Baby and such, you know, because I have heard some songs from a couple artists, and I'm like, yeah, okay, Young Dog talking about some shit, you know what I'm saying? But you know how that shit go, they'll dip in, but I'm pretty sure that people telling them like, get back to the bullshit. Get back to these clubs. Get back to that spinning the block shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like what we giving up, you know? All in all, we're gonna do it through the music though. We're gonna create, and it's gonna keep on going though. Even though we gotta dig deep for all the different music that do have a little conscience to it, it's pretty clear that mainstream don't want it. Mainstream don't want it. They don't want to push it. They don't want it out there. So we'll leave it at that. Somebody gonna break that barrier though, cause I'm gonna do it with the poetry, baby. That's gonna be my dough. That's what my dough at. This whole rap talk scene right here, that's what my dough at. It's a clear lane for me. That's why I be kicking it how I be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Whether with a beat or not, but I'm just gonna give it to you. Matter of fact, on that note, let me give y'all this piece I wrote called Let's Talk Music. Did this. Because I was talking to this youngin', right? We were just talking music. Being that we was like in a different age gap. Like I'm right here and he right here. But I still seen so many different changes in music. I told him something like this. I told him, I said, it's not that my hip hop was better than yours, but hey, shit, my hip hop was better than yours. Now see, I ain't trying to separate. Cause see, for every crank that soldier boy, there was the Humpty dance. Whipping that nay-nay, hitting the quine to a dude on the corner, some tight-ass Adidas pants and a b-boy stance. But see, we was hip-hop. You see, Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and Queen Latifah all can hold their own. But see, y'all wanted Nicki to stand alone or by another female get knocked off the throne. Bone gave us harmony. Now what a coincidence. Cause see, now that sound like today's R&B. You see, no more love ballads. Just a bunch of rap singing and dudes talking about how high they want to get you, how they want to get the pussy. Listen to me. Snoop had his own gin and juice. The Chronic was finally introduced. Cash Money took over for the 9-9 and 2000, but her mama was already popping that coochie for Luke. Hell is the truth. You see, it ain't nothing new to discover. All the way down to the fashion. to the artist never asking about these demonic ass symbols and borderline gay ass album covers that the 70s started. Question: why Jeffrey Osborne and LTD on them album covers ain't have on no shirts? Isley Brothers, Isaac Hayes, Al Green, all cleaned up like pimps. Go in your mama basement, wipe the dust off them records and do your research. To see the first to make me think or raise my fist was Chuck and Chris. Red, black, and green before we saw delicious ass. Flavor Flav was trying to tell us what time it is. Cause see, we used to rewind shit. See, I was one of them kids in the mirror with the broom. The voice of the streets. Hip hop used to keep us all in tune. See, I'm in love with the culture, but I ain't one of them old heads that's stuck in the past. But lately, y'all have been on some bullshit. Mainstream hip hop would kiss my ass. Man, these niggas trash. Only the real gon' last. Rap talk. Snap, 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 snap. Snap, crackle, pop. Give it up. I hear you out there clapping. I appreciate you. Go on and clap. Standing ovation. I'm so full of myself sometimes. But yeah, I'm just talking shit though. But I'm talking real shit, you know? That's for y'all to decide. Y'all can dissect the same way y'all dissect anything else. Y'all can dissect that poem or whatever. That's why I say the voice of the streets. Hip hop used to keep us all in tune. See, I'm in love with the culture, but I ain't one of them old heads that's stuck in the past. And that's heavy right there. Because you don't want to be that one person that's just stuck. I be finding myself proud of it, but at the same time I'll be like, nah, man, it's more than this. That's why I'm always listening. I'm always gauging. Even though it's a saturated game with the hip hop, it's a very saturated game. But we got so many outlets now to where we can find our own, what we like and what we want to keep around. But the vibration of a lot of this shit is just so. I'm talking about, man, I can hear a song in like first like 5 seconds and know if I'm gonna like it or not. I mean, that's harsh. At least 10, 20, 30 seconds. And it even got to a point to where I know what songs that I might hear. I'm pretty sure you should do this too. I know a song that if I hear it and listen to it after the first listen, especially even if I make it all the way through, I know if I ever want to hear that song again in my life. I mean, you would know. You'd be like, I mean, it's even get to the point where some of our favorite artists is just getting like that. You would listen and be like, okay, yeah, I heard it. But would I listen to it again? Do I want to hear it again? Would I play it again? Is it worth it? Like, is it taking me somewhere? Is it moving me somewhere? Like where is we going? Like, I got this song playing. I heard it. I seen the commercials. I see people on Instagram talking about it. It's the thing for the day. It's Friday. We got some new music out. One of your favorite artists is that dress nice, that's cool, that you're used to, or somebody you just want to just hear. You listen to it, but Where is it taking you? Do we got some consciousness to it? Do we got something that stick? After I listen to it one time, am I gonna play it again? Is it worth hearing again? I mean, like, what is we doing? Where's we at? But did. That's why I go back to square one.
Please charge.
Ah, shit, my damn battery went down on my camera. That sucks. Now I'm looking, now I'm up in the damn dark, looking fun, looking. It is what it is, man. Thank you for tuning in. I was gonna try to make it to an hour or two. Now I'm in the dark looking crazy. But you can see me. But I'll get with y'all tomorrow on the fly whenever I kick with y'all. Rap Talk Poetry. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the video. I'm gonna talk some more shit to y'all. Hip hop, poetry, spoken word, I got all that. Still shine bright, baby. You can see me. Rap Talk.